Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Road to the Philippines. If you're wondering why I'm in this orange turd again, it's because I'm back in the States. I'm getting ready to head to the gym right now. Yeah guys, I haven't put out any current videos in quite a while. I've just been posting videos that I took when I was out there in the Philippines. But yeah, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I don't know, I've just been kind of bumming about putting a current one out with me back here in the States. But I mean, in actuality, this is what's happening. I know some of my viewers, have been thinking that I'm still out there in the Philippines, but no, I've been back for a little while now, guys. Yeah, I've been posting videos recently of the house build and of me heading out there when I was out there. Plus my the fence build. Hope you guys enjoyed watching those. But yeah, I didn't want to mislead you guys into thinking that I was living out there right now permanently. So I mean, this is the whole purpose of this video, is to update you guys and let you know what I'm doing, where I'm at, and what I'm planning on doing in the future. But yeah guys, it sucks, man. I'm back to that damn hamster wheel life, rat race bullshit life here in the United States again. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to be able to retire. I mentioned that before. I'm not going to be able to retire until at the earliest October of 2023. I've said that before, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys and let you know that yeah, I'm back here in the States. I still got a lot of videos that that I'm planning on posting. Oh yeah, I got a crap ton of videos I want to post, but I just wanted you guys to realize that I'm back here in the States. And the last thing I want to do is mislead people into thinking that I'm still out there in the Philippines, because people have been commenting. They're like, aren't you still out there? I'm like, no, I've been back here in the United States for a little while. But yeah, I came back. I mean, even the flight back, is kind of a story in itself. From the last day that I was out there, when Irene and I were, we took a taxi from the SM Mall there in Davao. We took a taxi from the mall to the airport, and when I got to the entryway, they have a security guard there. And Irene and the security guard, they were talking in their language. I didn't quite, catch on. Of course, I didn't know what the hell they were saying, but I had a sense. I had this feeling that it wasn't something positive. And the last time that I was out there in 2019, unlike here in the States, they won't let you inside the airport whenever you drop somebody off to catch their flight. I mean, I expected that again, but what I didn't expect was when we pulled up there, about the time we were getting ready to stop in the front of the terminal, Irene's like, baby, they said I can't get out. They said I can't get out of the taxi. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, they won't let me get out of the taxi. You know, and my emotions were, our emotions were already running crazy because, this is a whole, the whole separation thing at the airport is the most awful thing that anybody can go through. I was already, kind of running through that mind, already. And then her telling me that right before we got to the airport, right before I was to step out of the taxi, she told me that, yeah, they're not going to let me out. And when we pulled up there was like a little tunnel that led to the entryway to the terminal. And they had guards standing outside there, and I was like, and my mind's just going, 1,000 miles a minute, and taxi, he gets out, and I get out, and the taxi guy gets my luggage out of the trunk, and I'm standing there by the back door. I'm like, come on, baby, come on, at least give me a hug and a kiss, And it was horrible. It was horrible. It was the worst experience that you could ever imagine. I mean, it's hard enough separating, at the airport as it is. This was 10 times worse. Because, it was like they immediately separated us. She didn't want to get out of the taxi. I'm like, and I was like, get out and give me a hug and a kiss. And she did. And then they just herded me in there into the terminal and hurried her back into the taxi. And it was horrible. It was like we didn't even have time to really say goodbye to one another. Yeah, it was horrible. Worst experience ever. And my God, I'm not gonna lie. The tears were just flowing from both of us. It was just horrible. Just horrible. And yeah, I hope that changes in the future, because if we had to go through that every single time, there has to be a different way to do that, because I just can't imagine doing that every single time that I have to return back here to the States. At least we got to find some place to park. At least, make the process, a little slower, rather than doing it all within like a 30-second period, 30-second, just a brief, quick moment. It's like, I just can't believe we were rushed like that. It was horrible. Yeah, I hope that never happens again, but yeah, after that horrible experience, went inside, and we had to go through, the x-ray machines and all that, and then had to figure out what line to get into as far as checking in. The Philippines is a little bit different. They don't make you take your shoes off when you go through all the metal detectors and all that like they do in the States, but I went through one checkpoint there, and then I went and checked in, checked my luggage in, then went upstairs to where the terminals were, and went through another checkpoint, went through another x-ray machine. Yeah, I went through like 2 or 3 x-ray machines just to get on this flight. And the flight was to be taken off at like 5:40 in the afternoon. And apparently the company seems to follow the whole Philippine time scenario. If you ever heard him mention that they seem to do things on Philippine time, no matter where you go, whether you're making an appointment for something or what have you. Yeah, they don't seem to follow time limits, and the airlines is no exception. And that was a little bit stressful because there wasn't a whole lot of time between my connection flight there in Manila to get on my next plane. And I was like, come on guys, I mean, it's past 5:40 and the clock's ticking here, and I knew I had to go through immigration when I got over to Manila. And yeah, that was highly stressful. But eventually they took off. We flew to Manila. It didn't take very long to get there. But it was just a matter of getting there in a timely manner. And of course, we were late. And the whole procedure for that is chaotic. I had to check in. I had to pick up my luggage in Manila and recheck it in before I got on the flight to LA. And the lady was like, you need to go to this counter and tell them what you're doing, and I did, and they directed me to another line, and they said you need to go over to this baggage claim area, pick up your luggage, and then go over to this baggage claim area and tell them that you're going to LA, and then after that you need to go to this line. It was just crazy, so unorganized. And then finally I got to the immigration line, and of course it was a long line. And I'm like sitting there looking at my clock, and I'm like, oh, come on guys, I mean, my flight is gonna be taking off here any minute now. But thank God the line slowly moved along quick enough that I was able to go through yet another metal detector and x-ray and all that stuff again, and finally made it on time. There wasn't a whole lot of time in between before my flight took off. But yeah, it was stressful, guys. But that's just how it is, I guess. But the flight back, it was about 13.5-hour flight from Manila to LAX, and I wasn't too stressed out about having to rush things there in LA, because my flight originally wasn't scheduled until the next morning anyway. So I was like, I don't care how long this shit takes. I mean, I care, but I wasn't being pressured for time to get on my next flight. But once I got in LA, it seemed to go pretty smoothly. I had to go through customs, and that went pretty quickly. One thing I definitely want to point out is, they asked for I didn't have to have my RT-PCR test prior to coming back in the States, which that was nice. That was one less stress that I had to worry about. But you did have to be vaccinated and boosted. So at least I did have that. But one of the things you have to make sure you keep an eye on, when you hand customs, or anybody, anywhere you go, if you whatever documents you hand them, passport, your vaccine card, whatever, a lot of times they'll check your passport, and do whatever, stamp it, look at your COVID card, put your COVID card back in your passport, and hand it back to you. Well, when I got to LA, I handed my passport. She looked at my vaccine card, put my vaccine card on the table in front of her, and then handed my passport back to me, and then proceeded on. Well, she didn't give me my vaccine card back to me, and she started to walk off, and I was like, excuse me, yeah, I need my vaccine card. She said, oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, guys, you got to pay attention to those. People make mistakes and whatnot, but if you're not paying attention, and you're assuming that, they just put my vaccine card back in my passport like they normally do, you better make damn sure you got all, everything back that you handed to them. That's all I gotta say. Well, anyways, originally I was supposed to head back to Kansas City the next morning, and I wasn't scheduled to go back to work until that following Thursday. So I was thinking, well, hell, I still got some days to burn, so why not go visit my mom and my uncle there in Tucson? So that's what I did. I booked a hotel room on Booking.com. They're one of the hotels close to the airport. That was kind of an ordeal in itself too. Damn. But before I talk about that, I went ahead and booked my flights to Tucson, and then for the state, I booked to go from Tucson back to Kansas City. A few days later. I think it was on Tuesday. That's what I booked it for. So I got all that booked online on my phone, and then I booked a hotel room there in LA that night, and I was trying to look at the address, and looking at the, I was like, well, shit, it's right next to the airport. I mean, surely I can just walk to it, And it's like, oh, you're only like 30-minute walk. You're a 30-minute walk away. So I was like, well, shit, I'll just walk over there. Well, not knowing where the hell I'm going, I tried using the app, on my phone that shows you the path to take. And that damn thing was confusing as all hell. And, places where, it told me to turn and start walking this way and start walking that way and this way. And it was just a clusterfuck. Long story short, I was like, well, screw it. I'll just book an Uber. And that's what I did. I don't use Uber that often. I've only used it one other time ever in my life. And thank God it worked. So I ended up taking an Uber, which cost me like 25 or 30 bucks just to take me a few blocks from where I was at. But unfortunately, I couldn't just walk to where I wanted to go. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. I just want to get someplace where I can sleep tonight. And I was tired, and I just wanted to go to bed. And I stayed at this hotel overnight. And it was my first night, without being with my girl, Irene, and I just really sucked, guys. And I just hope time speeds up, we can be together again. And I'm hoping I can make it out there again, hopefully here by end of December or maybe in January. And hopefully I can go out there for another month or so. Irene was saying, she's like, baby, 1 month just wasn't long enough. Maybe she, try to come up for 2 months. I don't think it really matters, whether it be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. If I have to return at any given point, it's going to be horrible, period. And I really don't want to push the envelope, taking too many days off from work. I mean, to me, taking a month off is quite a long time, and I don't want to cause any rift in my employer, my employee, my employers, because I work 2 different places. And I don't want to cause any problems, but anyway, yeah, the next morning, got up, went to the airport, and flew out to Tucson. Spent several days out there, and I had a good time out there. My uncle, my mom, it's always a joy to see them. Always happy to see me, and I got them some things, some souvenirs, T-shirts, whatnot from the Philippines, and I had a good time out there. Kind of wish I could go out there and see them more often, but I just can't do it, unfortunately. But yeah, it was like Tuesday afternoon. I flew back to Kansas City. I had a layover in Denver, and that's a big ass airport, and that airport's confusing as hell. I mean, I took this train to get to the terminal. It was just horrible, man. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But even the LA, when I got to LA, I'm glad I allowed 2 or 3 hours before my flight, because I showed up and it was like, okay, you're supposed to be at this gate, whatever, 36A. Well, I found gate 36, but I was like, where the hell is the A part? Or E, it was E, gate E. And I was like, what kind of bullshit is this? Well, come find out, they're like, yeah, you're in the right area. You just gotta take that elevator down and take the shuttle. I'm like, shuttle? What the hell? What are you talking about, the shuttle? Yeah, I went down the elevator and got on this shuttle, and it took us zigzagging across the airport, past all these huge airliners. And it was bizarre as hell. And it took probably 30 minutes just zigzagging, because they had to stay on this, on this certain path, and yeah, it took a minute to get over there. So a lot of these airports, the way they keep expanding and whatnot, man, you really need a good solid 3 hours to get there early. Make sure you get in the right damn area before that plane takes off. Same way when I got to Denver, it was confusing as hell. I try to follow the signs, and the signs that they're confusing, and they're not very specific. And it's just, man, these airports are just really beginning to suck. And yeah, I'm glad. I thank God that I allow plenty of time in between my flights, because you really need. No longer can you have like a 30-minute delay between flights and get there on time. There's no way in hell. Or if you think you're going to show up at the airport an hour early, no, you better forget that bullshit, because you're going to miss your flight if you don't get there minimum 2 hours early. I would press for 3 hours early. But anyways, yeah, I flew from LA to Denver. Finally found my flight to Kansas City. Yeah, when we arrived in the Kansas City area, apparently there was a huge storm going on, and the air traffic controller wouldn't grant the pilot permission to land because of the storm. So here we were doing Circle 8s up in Nebraska. And the airline pilot would come on every once in a while and be like, okay, we're up here in around Lincoln, Nebraska. We've got about an hour left of fuel, and if we don't get the clearance within the next hour, then we're gonna have to land and refuel, and then make an attempt to land in Kansas City later on. I was like, great. You know, and by this time it's like 11:30 at night, and so here we are. And then like every 15 minutes, you know, the pilot gets on there again. Well, we're about 45 minutes from running out of fuel, and we're still waiting for KCI Airport to grant us permission to land. And then finally, after about 30 minutes left of fuel, he was like, okay, Kansas City has given us the all clear, so we can proceed and land. So already, you know, we're about 30 minutes late landing. You know, it's getting close to midnight. And we finally get off the plane and heading to the baggage claim area. And then they come overhead on the overhead speaker, and they're like, sorry folks, but the grounds crew have delayed offloading the luggage off the plane because of bad weather. And they didn't know when they were gonna, you know, be able to offload the luggage. Yeah, a lot of people just turn around and start walking, and you know, they started leaving like they're going home. I guess they were going to come back later and get their luggage. I don't know. But after about an hour of waiting, they finally came out and announced that they were going to start offloading the luggage. Well, by this time, you know, it's way well after midnight, and you know, I wasn't super excited about picking up my vehicle in the economy parking lot, because I didn't really write down the exact location of where my car was located. You know, I was just excited to get on the shuttle and head over to the KCI so I could, you know, make my way to the Philippines. But the lady or the gentleman drops us off, or he pulls into the economy parking lot, and he's like, okay, this is, I don't know, he said something about this is Alpha 1 or something, A1 parking lot, you know, and this parking lot's freaking huge. It's like the size of multiple football fields. And I was like, I mean, it kind of looked like where I was at, you know, when I first came out there. And he opens the door, and a few people got out, and then he closed it, and he moved up to the next little area. He says, all right, this is Alpha B or Alpha 2. I was like looking around. I was like, this kind of looks like the places where I got on. So I got off, and I was like, all right, I kind of remember where I parked my car. I knew I was like two rows up and over to the right. But then I was like looking around. I was like, well, this little shuttle area doesn't look exactly. I was like, there's something missing. I was like, something isn't completely right, but it looks like the right area. And I was like, oh Lord. So anyways, I got out, and I'm lugging my my luggage everywhere. Like 1 o'clock in the morning, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I went to where I thought my car was at. I was like, and I walked by, and I was like, well, shit, where is my car? It's not where I parked it. I mean, I know this is where it was at. And I was like, oh shit, man. So I was like, well, maybe I'm in the wrong road. So I just started backtracking, going up different roads. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I can't believe this. I was beginning to think someone had stolen my car. And I was like, who the hell would want a fucking Ford Taurus? I mean a Ford Taurus, a fucking Toyota Prius. I mean, seriously? Are you kidding me? And there's this pickup truck in one of the rows, and I was like, shit, I'm desperate. And I got up in the bed of that guy's pickup truck, and I'm like trying to look and see if I can see my little orange turd, and nothing. Like, there was absolutely nothing in sight. And I spent 45 minutes walking up and down these damn roads. And by this time, it was getting super ass late. Getting close to 2 o'clock in the damn morning. I'm like, my God, I'm out here. Shit, I'm gonna get my ass robbed or something, And then I was like, wait a minute. I remember one of my videos I posted. I think I was filming when I was coming into this damn parking lot. So I went on my YouTube channel and I scanned down, and I found the video that I had filmed when I was talking about the economy parking lot. And thank God I mentioned something about being in lot B. I was like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong fucking lane, or the wrong fucking lot here. So the shuttle pulled up again, and I was like, is this lot B? And the lady's like, get in. She's like, yeah, we have, this happens all the time. And I was like, well, thank God, because I was sitting there thinking, Jesus, I'm going to have to find, I really thought my car was stolen. I was like, my God, I was like, how am I going to get the hell out of this situation? And I got, a little over 24 hours, and I would be getting around for work. It's like, shit, all this crap running through my mind, And yeah, she took us over to the lot next door, and it looks identical to the one that I was walking around in. And when she dropped me off at the terminal, or the shuttle area, it was like Bravo B or something, or Bravo 2. When I got out, I was like, there was like a little sign, advertisement thing. I was like, well, that right there wasn't present at the other one. That was the piece that was missing. I was like, I knew there was something missing. I was like, well, okay, I remember, like I said before, I remember going up 2 rows and then to the right. So that's what I did, and I started walking. I was like, oh shit, don't tell me it's not in this freaking ass row again. And thank God, after walking a little bit, I ran into my car. And man, I tell you, that was the best feeling when I finally found my damn car. No worse feeling than thinking someone stole your damn car. But yeah, that was everything in a nutshell. Coming back here to the States, and yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. I wanted to tell you that little story, and I wanted to update you and let you know that, yeah, I'm back here in the States. Back on that damn hamster wheel, rat race bullshit, and yeah, I'm gonna try to make it out here. I'm gonna make it out to the Philippines again, yeah, in about 5 or 6 months, and I hope you guys continue to tune in and keep watching my videos, and I appreciate it. You know, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome for me. And I want to thank you guys for giving me lots of support and encouragement and your nice comments. I love it when you guys comment on my videos. You know, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it. Hit the bell icon. All that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. And yeah, guys, the next videos, you know, I'll be posting are. I got a shit ton of videos I took while I was out there, and I hope you guys, you know, take the time to watch them, and they're really freaking cool, guys. So, till the next time, guys, peace out, and I'll see you in the next episode. And thanks for supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Have a good day, guys.